Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. We're talking about uncleanliness. It can take the form of food particles, spilled liquids, and other residue that collect on counters or floors. Or it can hide from view, like when invisible to the eye pathogens cover a hard surface, possibly leading to cross-contamination. But there is something you can do to help make sure your restaurant always offers guests a clean and healthy environment, one that they want to come back to again and again. Licensees and franchisees are required to operate a clean and sanitary restaurant at all times. In this course, we'll be looking at brand standards and recommended procedures for cleaning and sanitation. Cleaning and sanitizing are everyone's responsibility. Effective cleaning of equipment reduces the chance of food contamination during preparation, storage, and service to guests. Dunkin' Brands defines clean as free of soil and visible debris. Sanitation requires going beyond clean to be free of harmful levels of pathogens and other contaminants. While equipment and food contact surfaces may appear to be clean, there could be bacteria, pathogens, or chemicals left behind. Ensuring food safety requires going beyond visually clean to also being sanitary. A sanitary surface is an area that has been cleaned to a point where harmful microorganisms have been reduced to a safe and acceptable level. In some markets, both sanitizers and disinfectants are used to achieve an acceptable level of clean per local regulations. One area that plays an important part in cleaning and sanitation is the 2 or 3 compartment sink where you'll wash things such as smallwares and utensils. Let's learn how to set up a compartment sink. Click on the image of the sink that you use in your restaurant. Before you begin cleaning and sanitizing, there are a few things you should know about the compartment sink. Be sure the sink is working properly and in compliance with all plumbing codes or applicable laws. Wash, rinse, and sanitize all sink compartments at least once daily or more often as necessary. When it comes to the storage of sink products, store chemicals used for warewashing and sanitizing over the wash compartment only, and keep warewashing brushes near the wash compartment and separate from cleaned and sanitized wares. Don't store brushes above or in the wash compartment or on the clean drain board. Cleaning and sanitizing can help make sure that the equipment and utensils in your restaurant are safe for food processing and for serving guests. Let's take a closer look at how to clean and sanitize equipment and utensils. Follow these recommended steps. First, scrape any food or debris from equipment and utensils into a garbage container and disassemble the equipment as needed prior to washing. Use the center compartment of the sink to pre-rinse soiled equipment and utensils. Close the drain in the wash compartment and fill the sink with hot 43 degrees Celsius soapy water. Then thoroughly wash the equipment or utensils. Rinse the equipment or utensils in the second sink compartment with clean, running water, being careful not to resoil washed equipment and utensils. Sanitize the equipment or utensils in the third sink compartment by immersing the items in lukewarm 24 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius sanitizer solution for at least 1 minute. Invert items to air dry completely, being careful not to nest or stack wet items. Never store wiping cloths in the sanitizer compartment. Remember that the drain board is for holding clean and sanitized items only. If there is only one drain board, it must be designated as such and cannot be used to stack or hold dirty items. Some restaurants have a mechanical ware wash machine. If the machine is used for food contact surfaces, it must be operated properly to ensure that equipment and utensils are properly cleaned and sanitized. In addition, the wash machine must meet all manufacturer's temperature specifications for washing, rinsing, sanitizing, and water pressure, as well as requirements for conveyor speed or cycle time. For high-temperature sanitizing machines, a minimum of 2 thermal labels must be used daily. Thermal labels are used to test that surface temperature reaches a minimum of 71 degrees Celsius. Utensils and equipment must be washed, rinsed, sanitized, and air-dried according to the following Dunkin' brand standards. Be aware that re-rinsing after sanitizing may be required per local regulations. Click on each image to learn more. All cleaning solutions for buckets, pails, and spray bottles must be stored in containers labeled with their contents, used only for storing cleaning solution, and stored away from food and food packaging. Don't store pails and solutions above or adjacent to food, food preparation areas, or clean utensils. Clean-in-place equipment refers to any equipment not able to be brought to the wash sink for cleaning. Examples include culotta spindles, ice machine, and prep tables. To remove food particles, scrub with clean, hot 43 degrees Celsius soapy water. Rinse with clean hot water and sanitize with lukewarm 24 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius sanitizer solution for 1 minute. Don't rinse the equipment after sanitizing and let air dry. In-use food contact surfaces and utensils at room temperature must be washed, rinsed, sanitized, and air-dried at least every 4 hours. Examples include cutting boards, spatulas, and knives. Utensils in cold holding, such as a spreader, and utensils in product must be washed every 24 hours or per local regulations. The 2 most common types of sanitizers are chlorine and broad-range quaternary ammonium. Sanitizer pails, buckets, and spray bottles for chlorine sanitizer and quaternary ammonium must be labeled with their contents. Dedicated and used for storing sanitizer solution only. Containers must be stored away from food and food packaging, food preparation areas, and clean utensils, and stored off the floor. If available in your area, Dunkin' brand's approved disposable hard surface sanitizing wipes may be used instead of reusable cloths in sanitizing solution. Follow these recommended steps for usage and testing chlorine sanitizer or broad-range quaternary ammonium. Make sure you have the correct testing strip and that the sanitizing solution is free of food and debris. If you're using chlorine sanitizer, dip the test strip in the solution. Remove quickly and immediately blot dry with a paper towel before reading the results. If you're using broad-range quaternary ammonium, dip the test strip in the solution. Hold it steady for 10 seconds. Remove and read the results. Don't stir or wave the ammonium strip while it's in the solution. And be sure that any foam has dissipated to avoid inaccurate readings. Determine the sanitizer strength by comparing the test strip to the color chart provided with each test kit. Chlorine sanitizer must be used at a concentration of at least 100 parts per million or per local regulations. Quaternary ammonium has an acceptable range of 150 to 400 parts per million with a target of 200 parts per million or per local regulations. To maintain the proper strength, prepare fresh sanitizing solution often. Solution strength will vary depending on the type, temperature, and degree of use. All chemicals in your restaurant must be on Dunkin' brand's approved chemicals list. Unapproved chemicals should not be in your restaurant, even if they are secured in an office away from service areas. Click on each image to learn more about chemical usage, storage and labeling, and MSDS. Always use chemicals according to the manufacturer's labeling and instructions, and never mix chemicals together. Use spray bottles for their original intent and refill with the same product thereafter. Chemical containers must never be used for food dispensing or storage, or anything other than their original intended use. Always store chemicals as recommended to help reduce the risk of food contamination or crew member injury. Make sure that they are below or away from food, food packaging, and food contact surfaces, and that they're below crew member eye level to prevent splash or powder from eye contact. Store chemicals with clearly marked content labels, including spray bottles, pails, and sanitizer cups. MSDS or SDS sheets provide critical information in the event of an emergency involving chemicals, such as an accidental ingestion and misuse, and must be current and available to crew members at all times. These sheets can be obtained from the approved chemical vendor. To clean your restaurant, choose from several types of approved Dunkin' Brands cleaning tools. Make sure that all your cleaning tools are in good working condition before using them. Click on each image to learn more. Dunkin' Brands approved wiping cloths include disposable food service wipes, fabric cloths such as terry cloth and cotton, or brand approved hard surface sanitizing wipes. Disposable food service wipes must be free of food debris and visible soil. Be sure to store them in sanitizer solution when not in use. If you use fabric cloths and hard surface sanitizing wipes, replace wiping cloths with clean cloths whenever sanitizing solutions are changed. Launder or discard cloths at the end of the day, and hang laundered cloths to air dry where they won't drip onto food, packaging, or food contact surfaces. If you use the wash sink to launder cloths, remember to wash, rinse, and sanitize the sink before and after each use. Discard any cloths that are soiled, damaged, or degraded. Use hard surface sanitizing wipes in accordance with the manufacturer's directions. Never reuse this type of cloth. Use only Dunkin' Brands approved commercial-grade brushes and scrub pads for cleaning. Remember that floor drains and toilets require dedicated cleaning brushes. Sponges and steel wool are not allowed for restaurant cleaning. The design of both of these products encourages rapid bacterial growth that could result in a food safety issue or cross-contamination. Clean buckets and wringers after each use, and invert buckets to air dry after they've been cleaned. Hang mops to dry where they won't contaminate food, food contact surfaces, or food packaging. The following provides an example of a conversation between a manager and a crew member to demonstrate some suggested practices for coaching.
Kelly, I'd like to talk with you for a few minutes about recommended cleaning techniques.
Sure.
I really appreciate how you keep an eye out for areas that need to be cleaned, and how if you have some time in between serving our guests, you take the initiative to start cleaning wherever it's needed.
I know it's important to keep things like the counters, floors, and all of the equipment clean. It means a lot to guests, and it can help to prevent food contamination.
I noticed when you were wiping down the counter a few minutes ago that you used a paper towel. Paper towels aren't approved for cleaning surfaces. You can use either a disposable food service wipe, one of the clean fabric cloths, or one of the approved hard surface sanitizing wipes.
I don't usually use paper towels, but I was in a hurry to clean up a spill before the next guest came in, so I just grabbed the first thing I saw. But now I know why we only used approved wipes. The paper towel kind of fell apart when I was using it. It didn't do a good job of cleaning at all. I had to clean it twice.
Just remember next time to use one of the approved cloths. That way, it'll be done right and you won't have to do it twice.
Sure. Thanks for reminding me. I'd rather do it the right way once than the wrong way twice.
Now that we've covered cleaning and sanitation, take a moment to check your knowledge.